Welcome, truth seekers and freedom lovers. This is Makia with the Freedom Articles. This is video number 312 on Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. And on the back of the video I did yesterday, talking about some more fakery in the world, the fake Trump assassination, the third fake Trump assassination attempt. Now we're going to take a look at some fakery involving the Iran war. For some background to this, check out my 2015 four-part series, Everything is Fake, and you can see the amount of fakery that pervades our entire society, our entire world. And more recently, a video 301 where I talked about how it's funny, but this Iran war, even though it's in a lull right now, it seems to be a perfect excuse for the New World Order controllers to push out the exact agenda they've been wanting to push out forever, including during COVID, with energy lockdowns and rationing and stuff like that. So funny how that works. And it just goes to show that there's a bigger agenda here, and it's far beyond just taking sides. But looking at Iran's side, there's something here that just doesn't quite make sense and doesn't quite add up. We're going to look at this article by Kit Knightley, What Iran's Tanker Seizure Can Teach Us About MSM Reality. But first, let's take a look at the video in question. So a few days ago now, the Iran IRGC seized a vessel in the Strait of Hormuz, but the whole thing was choreographed and videotaped. So take a look at this short, which captures the thrilling and action-filled scene. So interesting stuff there. What can we deduce about this? Well, first of all, how could this be a real live seizure when there are so many cameras involved? Reuters describes it. Iranian state TV aired a video of the IRGC seizing container ships, But this is not quite true, as Kit Knightley writes. It would be more accurate to say that Iranian state TV aired a video of the IRGC pretending to seize container ships, because the footage must be, to one degree or another, fake. The most real it can possibly be is that the IRGC genuinely seized a ship, then radioed to shore, flew out a camera, drone, and film crew, then reenacted their seizing for the cameras in the middle of a war zone. That is the highest degree of feasible reality. It's entirely possible it is even less real than that. Note the angles. I've counted, there are at least 4. The opening drone footage wide shot, the POV point of view close-up of the soldiers climbing the ladder, the handheld footage of the soldiers checking their corners and sweeping the decks, the water level wide shots taken from a boat. This is not reality, this is cinematography. So this is very interesting. If Iran really did seize this ship, as they say, then why would they need to go to these theatrics? Why would they need to record all of this? Maybe they did do it and this is a reenactment. Maybe it never happened. We have to question everything, especially with the fog of war. It's really hard to know what is going on. And we've seen this since the start of the Iran war, with all the competing claims about the Strait of Hormuz being mined and it not being mined, and it being mined and there being minesweepers getting the mines, or there not being minesweepers because they've been decommissioned. Does Iran let ships through? Does it not let ships through? Is Trump really and the US military blocking Iran's blockade, or are they not? And on and on and on it goes. Deliberately putting out all these different stories so no one really knows what the truth is. This is just another aspect of it. And it just goes to show that as much as Israel and the US and the West do this stuff all the time, always controlling social media and the mainstream media and controlling perception and trying to dominate the narrative, it's not like they're the only side that's doing it, because clearly something is not right here. It doesn't quite add up here. So both sides are doing it to some degree. Now you can say, well, you know, Iran is really the victim here, and they're just playing the game that the US and the West is playing against them. They're trying to like win the information war as well, and win the perception war, win the hearts and minds of people around the world, including ordinary Americans. Yeah. And yes, you can argue that, but at the same time, there is some degree of fakery in this, which is disturbing, because it shows that both sides are now resorting to this fakery And we just have to be careful. And of course, as Kit Knightley points out, same thing was happening with ISIS with all the Toyotas they got in the middle of the Syrian war when Bashar al-Assad was still in power. So one thing to remember when all of this is going on is that no matter whether they're faking a moon landing or they're faking a taking of a container, oil rig, oil container ship, whatever it is, there's someone out there that's holding a camera, and they're trying to get you to not think about that. They're trying to get you just to focus on what's happening, what the camera's shooting, the scene, the excitement, the action. But there's all this setup, and at the very least someone holding a camera, if not all this other stuff going on behind the scenes to capture that scene. So if that was happening, there has been planning, there's been coordination, and you have to ask yourselves how, like why, how did they set it up so that there's even someone in that position to shoot that, especially if it's meant to be a war zone or it's meant to be in space on top of the moon. These are really good questions to ask. Life is not automatically recorded at multiple angles so you can cut together an exciting montage. Fakeness saturates the media market and you're being conditioned not to notice it. So just remember to ask yourself who is pointing the camera, how they got there, and why. As always, don't take my word for it, do your own research. Please leave your comments and all links are placed in the show notes below every time. If you like this video and feel that I've earned it, please like, share, subscribe, and follow. My work is on Rumble, BitChute, Odysee, Brighteon, Substack, YouTube, and thefreedomarticles.com.